Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today. Welcome to Knocked Prone, a podcast of high crits, small fits, and varying wits. My name is Cade, and I am the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I am joined here by the players to my left.
Mason playing Lakir.
Brooklyn playing Litsea.
Danny playing Tess. Caden playing Blink.
Awesome. So as last we left our adventurers, they finished exploring the library. They decided that they were going to go talk to Takkin, or at least bunk with him for the night because they weren't sure which aura to trust. When they walked into Takkin's quarters in the abandoned mushroom clock tower, they saw him rubbing the sides of his head and saying, "I remember, I remember." And that's where we left off.
That's right. I forgot about that part.
Yeah. So, Takkin's like, I remember. As you guys walk in, and he's, rubbing his head. What would you guys like to do?
Dear, it seems he's having a fit. Should we return at a later point? I don't know if he's noticed us yet. Has he noticed us?
I think as the door closed, he kind of looks up from rubbing the sides of his head.
I'll kind of look back at him and say, never mind. Hi, Takkin. We're here to seek some refuge. How are you?
I'm good. You can bunk with me here for the night, but I have some news.
Right. What is it?
He sits silently for a hot minute, and then he looks up and he's like, I've been, as you know, kind of moseying around and not knowing where I was supposed to be in this place in the aura of Great Grambopolis, but I used to be a cleric. Not just a cleric, I used to be a very important cleric. But I don't know why I left.
Interesting. Well, I apologize. I know nothing about your past. Perhaps Tess does. He has connections.
I don't seem to remember anything about you, but I'm only 12.
Ah, right. Well, I guess maybe it's just the faint memory, but I remember my coronation day when the aura shone yellow for me. I remember being part of the aura for a long time, moving my way up in the ranks, and that's all. And then my life just kind of stopped, and I remember I made some deals after, and...
Deals? What deals?
Well, the clerics asked me to get them the new 2.0 heal bot blueprints, but other than that, it's a little foggy.
So, how long ago was this?
Well, I can't tell. My mind's seemingly blank for the last 10 years. And he just gives like 1,000-yard stare as he looks off into the corner of the mushroom bell tower.
I'm gonna step forward and say, well, for letting us stay with you, I'd like to give you this. It's not much, but it's nice. And I'm gonna give him one of the little good berries that I have from the last battle.
All right, yeah. I think today's still the day that you guys attacked him.
I think it's still the day.
So he's
'cause
going to
we've-
pop it in like immediately, even though I
Sweet.
think one of you guys healed him. But he's like hungry, hasn't eaten today, looks like he hasn't eaten maybe multiple days in a row because he doesn't have any work. So yeah, he pops it in his mouth and he's like, oh, thank you. There's lodging upstairs. It's mainly my study. So light burns brightest up there.
Sorry, let's back up for a sec. So this mushroom
Right.
has like a door at the base,
Uh-huh.
and so like he's able to live there. So do the townspeople just mostly ignore it because it's just kind of like bad vibes or something?
Yeah. It seems like the bell tower used to be more in use. Like it kind of has like a scheduled bell ringing every day. Like it doesn't need anyone to ring the bell anymore, and so now it's just kind of empty on the inside of it. And it looks like Takkin's he's got like a bunch of like garbage and like clothes piles that looks like dirty, and he's just kind of made a little home.
Well, while they continue chatting, I'm gonna walk over and start mending some of the clothes if they're ripped.
Oh yeah, they're all ripped. Yeah, and he'll like he looks over at you and like nods, and then he looks back to the other three of you.
Well, thank you again. Shall we just show ourselves upstairs then?
Well, it'd probably be best if you slept down here. I do most of my reading upstairs. The fire burns brightest upstairs, and I don't necessarily think any of you would want to be kept up by such a bright light. So,
Well, I'm actually a very fast rester, so I was planning on getting some reading done in the first place. Do you mind if I use your study at that time?
right? Yeah, you can. There's room up there for you. I'll keep my desk clean.
Wonderful. I'll start going around and prestidigitationing like the areas to almost like clean the dirt and like stuff away, and then like once I have like a square for myself, I'll start like unpacking and beginning just like a meditation.
Yeah. So there's like a bunch of cogs that you like just clean up, and like the rust from them kind of clear, and it looks like if the power that was supplying this was to no longer be around, that they could manually start to ring the bell again.
Okay.
So, yeah. What are Litsea, Blink? What are you guys doing?
I am still in the middle of taking 2 levels of exhaustion and almost dying
Okay.
multiple times. So I'm muttering. I'm like muttering mostly incoherent phrases about the things that we've been through in the last couple hours. And I don't assume anybody's paying attention to me.
Actually, you should muddle some so that because Tess has no idea what happened, like what
Yeah.
started it. Like for all he knows, somebody like cast that thing or something.
I'm saying things like blue, green hats, and the wall, and
I'll kind of walk over to Litsea as I'm getting ready and say, Litsea, I was wondering, do you mind if I hold the bag of holding just for the night? I plan on doing some research on some of the things we found today, and that is, I think they're all in there.
I mean, I just got my bag of holding, so I'm like, my bag of holding.
I'll give
Can't
it back.
take it. But then I roll around on the floor and like leave it 5 feet from me. So do with that what you will.
Okay, I'll kind of walk over and pick it up and look worryingly at her and just like, thanks, and then start going back over to mine. And Yeah.
Awesome. Blink, what are you up to?
So I'm pretty hurt from that last battle, so I'm just kind of like holding on to my wounds and like trying to pay attention and slowly just kind of like wobbling in the back of the room, maybe like bleeding on Takkin's floor a little bit.
Yeah. He like sets some of his newly cleaned clothes or newly mended clothes underneath your like bleeding so that like you're not getting it on his dirty floor. So yeah, and then he draws up 4 beds and he's like I guess I'll sleep under the stars tonight. And he like runs outside and you can hear like his little feet and hands like up the side of the mushroom. So yeah.
What a strange man.
But oddly helpful.
Very, very. I mean, considering we attacked him today.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's under a lot of stress. Let's just take advantage of what we can and not question it. I don't know about all of you, but I am exhausted. I say that we take a rest. We get some time to let the adrenaline get out of our bodies, to get our heads together, and then we revisit what happened tomorrow morning. We can discuss what we need to do, where we're going, what we're doing, and who we can trust, as there's a lot to go over.
Yeah. I'm doing okay right now, so I might stay up and just make sure everything's all right while you guys rest, and then I'll rest because you said you weren't going to sleep super long.
I only require 4 hours of sleep, so
yeah, I'll stay up till then and then go to bed.
okay. I'm going to be taking a record of any possessions that we have as a group that we're keeping in this bag, just so that we know what's with us. Is anything that you would like to put in here before I start taking that stock? Wonderful. And I'll start going and taking everything out. I'll separate all the different books we got. I don't know what's all in it. I know the robes, the unholy symbols, some of the tools that were used in the torture area, and anything else inside. Do you know of? Oh, the plans, the blueprints. Right.
I should have been keeping track of that.
Okay.
It's my item. Now I'll know. After you take inventory, I'll
Yes.
make note of that.
But anyway, yeah, I'll start taking that. I want to basically get them into I want to get a stock of how many books that we pulled. I want to get our books, the 4 of us, into one pile, and I want to put that back in the bag. And then I want to take the blueprints, put that in the bag, and then I want to keep everything else out in like a separate pile, and then I want to stack the books in equal stacks, depending on how many I have.
Would you want to take everything upstairs to like the study?
Not currently. I'm just organizing it in the space right now.
Perfect. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before you take the rest?
Since I'm staying up and kind of watching, I might step out and just see if I could climb up to Takkin.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can, since it sounds like he was quite nimbling.
Roll me an athletics.
Nimbly. Okay, it's a 5.
Nice. Yeah. So you kind of look up at where Takkin is, and he's kind of you could see just his feet hanging over like the head of the mushroom. And so, but it's like quite a ways. So you kind of make it up like 10 feet to the up this mushroom, but then you slip back down. It's quite a large mushroom. So,
Well, thanks, Takkin. And then I'll walk back inside.
would you like to roll a perception check for while you're taking what I assume to be a watch?
Yes. All right, that's 16.
Okay. So during your watch, you kind of hear some muffled footsteps outside the mushroom. You can't tell if it's Takkin getting down from the top of the mushroom or if it's somebody else coming to
Is there
get you
any
guys.
windows or...
There's not. So it's just
Okay.
like a giant mushroom.
I think
that
I
they've-
will crack the door and try to peek.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
So that's 18.
18. Okay. You see some hooded figures kind of like running around and like whispering to each other. But then they spot the door being creaked open and they kind of like scurry away. Yeah.
Alrighty. That'll make me feel better as long as they're not here for us.
Yeah. And then nothing really happens for the rest of the 3 hours that you're awake. And so you're able to wake up Lakir, and he could take over for the watch / his study time.
Sounds good.
Cool. So yeah, I'm going to go and I'm just going to get a couple of things. I'm going to start going through each of the books and looking at the like the last chapter, if you will, of events that led up to each person getting banished. I want to try to see if there is or not banished, but forgotten.
Right.
And I want to see if there is a theme or a recurring like pattern that comes up where they seem to break a law, or they seem to like do a direct overt action against a group. And then I want to go to the beginning of each books, and I want to separate the number out into the auras and see how that like spreads to see if it is even. And then, so that's what I want to do for like the first like hour or two of study. I don't know how many books I have, so I don't know
You
how long
have
this
a
would take
lot of
me.
books.
Okay.
So, but I'd say with roll me at least the first hour.
Okay. Not great. Investigation?
Uh-huh.
11.
Okay. So what you are able to glean from these books with an 11 is there are kind of two distinct groups. There are, of course, outliers to this, but the majority of the books that you're looking over, they all were banished on the same day, and then there was another group that was banished on it was like a mass event twice that happened.
Okay.
That there was like, tens, almost hundreds of people banished on the same day.
And looking at the names, none of them... I know that Takkin's book is in here, but do any of the other ones actually seem familiar or ring a bell?
Right. Of the two groups, there's kind of a lot more consonants than you are used to seeing in names. You're used to seeing a lot more vowels and like kind of more like elven-ish names, but or at least around Grumbopolis. But these seem harsher.
Okay.
So with an 11, that's pretty much what you glean.
Okay. And then do they seem to be from any specific aura, or was it pretty evenly spread across the board?
Pretty evenly spread across the board.
Okay. So with that, I assume that took me like a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to snap and have Phoenix appear like by my side. And I'm going to tell him like, Phoenix, I have to go and run and get some things. Watch over this location, and if anyone but that Takkin fellow comes around, wake one of the others up, okay? I'll kind of go and like pet him a little bit, and then I want to head out and try to sneak out.
Before you do, Blink, roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay.
3. Okay. You don't really know what's going on, but I will get back to this in a second.
Okay.
Something is going to be happening that you are going to notice as you climb down the ladder from the second floor back to the first floor. You're going to notice something about Blink. But in the meantime, Tess, as you fall asleep after giving this watch, you're going to be visited in your dreams.
Whoa.
Yeah. You're going to have this dream of it's lots of purple and blue and like hints of green all over, just like swirling behind this woman. And she is she's an older woman. She's definitely, like at least your mom's age, or, maybe even a little older. And she's going to look at you and she's going to say, Tess, I offer you a gift. And as like she says this, her face starts to come into more of like a view. Like you can kind of get more details about how she looks. And she is a hooded figure, but she has red and orange scales all over. And she is a dragonborn, much like your friend Blink that you have met. And she's going to say, I offer you a mark of protection, so that you can protect not only yourself, but those around you. But with this mark comes a price. You must find me straight away, as soon as you can. And you must tell no one of our meeting here.
Wow. I certainly would be interested in finding you, since I've never seen you before. Without telling anybody, it's going to be kind of hard to find you. Where are you?
I am in what you call, well, I'm past the Badlands.
Oh.
I'm far from where you have been. There are people outside of your world, Tess, and I can't tell you. I can't tell you, but I have such short time.
Do you promise you're a friend?
I would never do anything to hurt you, Tess.
What about Tim?
Tim is not here.
Damn it.
You imagine Tim, and Tim's suddenly there. Sure, why not? She's like, no, I'd never hurt a grasshopper.
Good. All right, then it's a deal.
Okay, she's gonna hug you in a tight embrace, and your hands are gonna start, like the back of your hands are gonna start to burn.
She said she wouldn't hurt me. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like a gentle burn.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's like a 2 on the pain scale. But she's gonna hug you, and then as she hugs you, she's gonna say, hurry, they're taking him, but don't let them see you. And then you're gonna like groggily wake up, and Tess and Lakir, what you're going to see is you are going to see a group of hooded figures picking Blink up and start to hoist him out of the
How many?
lighthouse. It's just about 5.
Okay.
And they're actually going to notice you, Lakir, walking down the ladder, and they're going to be like, hey, kid, you didn't see anything, all right?
I look at them. Can I notice any features, and do any of them look familiar?
They're all wearing dark green cloaks, but you don't really notice any of them, like who they are. You don't really know them.
I'll kind of I'll drop down the rest of the way up the ladder and say loudly, so trying to kind of wake up Litsea. I'll be just like, actually, he's part of my group and holds some sensitive information. So I have seen something and would prefer you leave him here.
All right. Keep it down, kid. Litsea, go ahead and roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
5.
Okay. Litsea doesn't wake up, but as he's like, quiet, kid, here, and he's gonna toss you a bag, and as you open this bag, it clatters in your hands. But as you open this bag, you notice that it's full of precious gems, a lot of precious gems.
I'm still going to act kind of asleep because I'm aware that I have 3 HP. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of just trying to wait to see how things play out for a little bit.
And also, as you wake up, you still notice that the back of your hands, Tess, are still burning. Anyway, so they offer you the gems, and you look in, and there's multiple colors of gems. It looks to be about 1,000 gold pieces worth of gems, a lot of gems.
Leave me. Take the gems.
My character is seriously
Actually,
not
knowing,
even looking, just looking at the bag of gems
knowing that Lakir is particularly fond of money, and my character doesn't want to put him in that position of making the choice. I'm just gonna kind of okay. So Tess will sit up and be like, "Why can't you leave us alone?" And then he's gonna burst into his dire wolf form.
Okay.
Just
Yeah. So you burst into your direwolf form. They get freaked out and they start to run.
And I chase them.
Okay,
Do they drop blink?
they do not.
All right, yeah, I chase them. Immediately just grabbing the heel, like the Achilles tendon of like one of them trying to run around, just
Yeah.
biting into it.
Okay, roll me an attack.
23.
Nice. Okay, that definitely hits.
Alrighty. So that'd be 9 damage.
All right, awesome. So you bite this guy's heel, his
And he has-
leg.
and he has to make a DC of 13 strength to not be knocked down.
His leg snaps, like in half, and you knock him definitely prone. And the rest of the people are like really, really concerned, but they are still trucking with Blink.
So it's,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Since I figured that was like an action movement bonus action,
Yeah.
so I figured.
Yeah. All I was gonna add to the movement is that I after this guy appears down, I immediately leave him to chase the other ones with the rest of my movement.
kind of just say, "That's in the fire," and I'll quickly put the gems in the bag of holding with the rest of the stuff and rush out. And I am going to cast. I'm just going to cast. I don't know if I should do this, but Firebolt at one of the people running and just
Okay.
try to aim for their back.
Yeah, roll it. Oh, also, Tess, roll me a d20.
13.
Oof, we did that. 7.
Okay, also roll me a d100. A 7 does not hit. Like figured.
67.
Okay. Tess, your Tess form gains 5 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
You're not sure why. And your hands are on fire. Not in the literal sense, but they're just like, it's like you had a ton of paper cuts on the back of your hands and you just put a ton of hand sanitizer on the back of them. But these guys are still going. Blink, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. 18.
18? Okay. You wake up and you see 4 people holding you, and you recognize the face of one of them, and it's one of the rangers that had raised you.
Okay. How many of them are there?
There's 4 around you right now that are carrying you. There used to be 5, but one of them just got their leg broke.
Okay. So guess I'll slowly wake up and look to the one that I recognize and see if I know who they are.
Yeah. Roll me a history check.
Okay.
16.
Okay. You recognize this as Scout Gummy Snipe. He is the leader of the Rangers, actually. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at him as I'm like groggily waking up. Where are you taking me?
He looks back at you. He's a kobold, but he's they call them gummies in this world because they're covered in literally gummy form, like gummy stuff to make them look more desirable. So they're kind of like gummy bears. And he looks over at you and he's like, "This wasn't supposed to be so hard, Blink. We're just trying to show you. We just wanted to see if you wanted to come hang out with us." And they're like
ripping their out in the back.
they're like running.
It's like a surprise birthday party thing.
We're just like, no! We're the paranoid guests.
Well, I mean, especially after the whole incident in the library, like my first instinct too would be these are not good guys,
Right.
you know. Okay, then I'm gonna kind of turn my head and see if I can see the madness going on with the direwolf and the ranger holding his dismembered leg.
Yeah.
I
With
can
Tess
see,
standing over him.
I can
Yeah.
see all that going
Yep.
on. Okay. So I'm gonna tell Gummy Snipe, stop and put me down for 1 second.
Yeah. So he kind of like nods to the other rangers and like everyone sets you down.
Okay, and then I'm gonna walk over to Tess and kind of like put my hands up and kind of let him know that stop attacking. This isn't what it looks like. And I'm gonna go over to the ranger that got his leg broken and see if I can help his leg, I guess.
Okay. As you hold your hands up, you notice behind on the back of your hands, Blink, are these two black dragon symbols swirling in like a circle and like to the center of your hand. And that was not there when you went to sleep.
Okay, so I'll, noticing them, be like, what is happening to me?
Yeah. And then, Tess, what would you like to do seeing Blink hold his hands
So
up?
I'm still like very aggressive. Like I'm very angry. Like you can hear like the growling just super loud, and I'm not like backing down. I'm not like attacking currently, but I am like just staring at the three. And like when he walks like behind me to go heal the person, I'll just like I'll like back up, but I'm keeping looking at the group like growling.
Cast minor illusion and do like a dog like and I'm going to make it look like I have like just a big bone in my hand, and I'm like gonna try to get his attention and just like wave it like come and get it.
Unfortunately, totally not interested. Just looking at these people very angry still.
Yeah.
I'll just snap my finger, it's gone. And during all the chaos, I'm still going to I'm going to actually take the gems and put it in a different bag, as well as several of the books that I specified to you earlier in the text. And I'm going to try to dip as well, just in all of this.
Okay. You're easily able to leave. The scout gummy snipe, the like guy who is the leader of the Rangers, like holds his hands up when he sees Tess kind of like looking at him, and he says to you, Blink, well, we're sorry that we tried to kidnap you in the night, but you can bring your pet wolf if you want to still come with us. And he's very nervous. Like you can tell his voice is just breaking over and over again as he watched his buddy just get his leg chopped off pretty much.
And like I'm definitely positioned like where it feels like I'm like ready to strike.
Yeah.
Like not
Okay. Totally.
I'm gonna say, hold on, let me talk with my party and see if that's what we want to do right now. But I'll be back. Also, mending, that spell, or might be a cantrip.
I don't know if it heals broken bones.
Yeah, it has to be non-magical, non-living material that is broken. Like the tear is no more than 1 foot wide.
Well, there's nothing I can do for that guy then.
Yeah, so he's just my leg, my leg, as he's just sitting there like. But then Scout Gummy Snipes kind of like motions someone over, and they like wave their hands over his legs, like. But they're keeping like 10-foot
I
distance.
initially block his path.
Yeah.
He needs to go like around me, a lot around me.
Yeah, so he like walks all the way around Tess, keeping like at least a 10-foot distance between him and you as your wolf shape, and he'll go to the guy and like wave his hand over, and like some smoke puffs will come in the air, will appear in the air as like this yellow aura kind of like mends over his leg, and you. Not as a dire wolf, but Tess would recognize this as somewhat of a clerical spell.
Cleric spell.
Okay. So I'm gonna go. Wake Litsea up and find Lakir and look to Tess and say, "Come on, boy," and have him follow me. And
I'll like slowly. I'm still like facing them, but I'll back towards you.
Yeah. So I think Lakir is gone, like into the city, right?
Yes.
Oh, he left.
Yeah,
Okay.
left.
Is it like morning now, or
No, it's still nighttime.
It's still night.
like
Okay.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to wake up because 2 levels of exhaustion, but that's totally up to you.
I mean, how long has it been? Not 8 hours yet.
It's
been 6 hours about now.
I mean, I'm definitely not waking up on my own, but I mean, like, if Blink wakes me up, that's a different story.
Right.
So,
Okay. Yeah, so you're totally allowed to jostle Litsea awake, and she might look up at you a little grumpy, but, you know.
do you come in and wake me up?
Yes, but so I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna kind of like shake your shoulder and say, "Let's see."
Here comes Morning Brook. You guys get to see her now.
Well, this isn't Morning Brook, Cade. It's
Morning
Litsea.
No correlation.
She casts fireball centered on self.
No, I like really slowly stand up and rub my eyes. I stare down at the ground. I've never been so close to death. I'm ready for a real challenge.
There is a wolf right next to you, facing outside, growling still.
All right.
Do I know that it's you?
I don't know. I don't think.
Yeah,
you know.
probably. No, you
okay.
haven't seen him change. Also, I'm going to give all four of you the benefit of a long rest. I mean, Lakir already had it, but like 6 hours and your levels of exhaustion disappear. Since you are children, you are fine to kind of just pop back from near-death experiences. So,
Yay.
yay, hit Timmy in the head with a baseball bat.
Yeah. Children, do anything you want to do early while you're young. Go now.
The laws don't apply to you.
So once I wake Litsea up, I'm gonna say, so you missed quite an ordeal of excitement. I guess I missed half of it too because I woke up halfway through it, but some rangers.
Yes, I noticed the wolf outside. I assume that has to do with part of the story.
Yes, that's Tess. That's our friend.
I like peek my head around the corner to the door. Tess, good morning.
I don't respond. I'm still just like staring and growling.
Yeah.
So the rangers want me to go with them for a little while, and I was gonna come get everyone and see if everyone else wanted to go as well. Lakir is gone. I'm not sure where he went, but I also have a situation going on with one of the rangers outside, and I was wondering how much you know about your father's heal bots.
I know a very fair amount about my father's heal bots, and I assume this man is in trouble. Maybe could use one. Is that what you're inferring?
Yes, Tess has ripped into his leg pretty good and snapped it.
Well, I'm very interested in helping him, but I am a little bit nervous about any talk going on about us at the moment. So I am wondering if there's a way we can more subtly get a heal bot, perhaps, which I do think is a possibility. Yes, so I have to ask, where do the Rangers want to take you?
I didn't ask them, but I'm assuming back to the Rangers headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
What would you call it?
Crimson Guard? Nope. No.
No, the
Oh, sorry.
Rangers. Yeah.
They did get called that several times.
That's
The
why
Rangers
it's in my head.
headquarters.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Rangers.
No.
Yes, Casa de Green guys.
Yes, Casa de Green. Rewriting it. Casa de Green.
So I have an idea about the heal bot, but I'm also wondering if there's a way to permanently tie a heal bot to our party if we need one.
Even if they are not currently built for something like that, I do have faith in myself to create something similar. We could at least try it.
Would you be able to maybe program a heal bot to listen to us and to follow us if I brought you one?
I mean, I've never tried that before, but I want to say, yes, I think I could.
Fantastic. This is going to be a risky one. But I have one of my spells is Disguise Self.
Mm-hmm.
and I was thinking about disguising myself as Litsea's father and going and getting a healbot.
My father is in jail.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So that probably wouldn't be the best.
But I do think that a disguise is a great idea. I have the same spell as well. I think that is probably a good route to go because sneaking in is going to be very difficult. So perhaps that could work.
Okay. Is there anyone that might be involved with the artificers that would be a good person to disguise as that I have seen, that we have met?
Well, I would definitely say Ted would be a good person to be disguised as since he is sort of top tier in our aura. So, I mean, we could pretty much do whatever we wanted if one of us looked like him. So I think that would be a good place to start, definitely.
Okay.
At this point, where are the Rangers? Are they still just waiting outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
And waiting.
Are we going to find Litsea? Do you have any idea where he went and why he went there? Because I'm a little bit concerned that he just disappeared. I mean, we should probably update him on our decision. Since it's a little bit of a risk, we could probably use all the help we could get.
Looking around, you will see my fox Phoenix kind of staring up at all of you. And just...
Oh, so he knows, right? Because you can see through your fox, and
I'm not doing so now, but my fox was ordered to leave behind to like let you know, basically let you guys know that I wasn't just like gone or kidnapped or something.
oh, okay.
I bend over to Phoenix and I'm like, is it a boy or a girl? I assume I would know that.
It's hard to tell. You
Okay.
haven't met him. It's a boy,
Yeah.
but
Okay, so I haven't seen Phoenix.
I
Yeah.
haven't showed you any of him
Okay.
to you besides a little bit in the
Okay.
library.
Okay, I'm going to bend over to your little fox friend and be like, well, hello. I think I have a little guess of who you may be. You wouldn't mind fetching Litsea for us, would you? Would you be able to find him?
And he will start prancing off to come find me, I assume.
Yeah.
Well, this morning is off to a wonderful start.
The sun has not come up yet, but yes. Yes, it is a wonderful start.
Better for the sneaking.
Yes. So one of the rangers kind of like peeks his head in and like, are you still guarding the door?
Yeah.
Okay. So Tess is still guarding the door. Like Scout Gummy Snipes is kind of like walking up gingerly towards you and is like, Blink, have you made a decision yet about maybe coming with us? It'll be real quick. I promise we won't. I promise we won't hurt you. You can bring your dog here for protection if you like.
I'm gonna say yes. We're going to join you, but we have a plan to help your injured friend as well. So, if it's all right with you, take your wounded man, and we will meet you at the Rangers' headquarters very soon.
Okay. Yeah. And he they kind of have started to like put a splint around this guy's leg with just like a stick and some rope that they have. And they, kind of put him on this little stretcher thing and start like, him away, like just hauling him away. But with that, I think that's where we're going to end for tonight's session. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Mason playing Lick here.
Brooklyn playing Litsea.
Danny playing Tess.
Caden playing Blink.
Awesome. If you like our show, go ahead and give us a podcast review. It really helps us get more exposure, and that really helps us as a podcast. So if you like our podcast, please give us a review. And if you can't give us a review, refer us to a friend. And we hope that you remember that when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling. And we hope you have a great rest of your day.